The 0-3 Jags are coming off an embarrassing loss against the Buffalo Bills. Can they get an upset in Houston against the 2-1 Texans? We'll go into it right here on the Jaguar podcast. What's up, everybody? It's Andrew. It's game preview time. Week 4, Jags versus Texans. Let's get into it. This is going to be a tough game for the Jags. I believe there's 7-point dogs in this game, but I think coming off of that Monday Night Football loss, I think the Jags could lose by a little bit more in this game if they don't show up. But, going to have to play better, both offensively and defensively. Going to have to come in with better game plans and just look more focused overall, because this is a good Houston Texans football team, and they have a lot of weapons, both offensively and defensively. On offense, they have obviously CJ Stroud, who went to his team went to the playoffs last year. They made an addition there at wide receiver in the offseason with Stephon Diggs. Amazing deep threat there at wide receiver. They also have Tank Dell and Nico Collins. And then, of course, they acquired Danielle Hunter on the edge there for the defense. And then they have Will Anderson Jr. So, yeah, this is going to be a tough game for the Jags. Injury-wise, going into the injury report, the Jags are banged up. They have Darnell Savage, who is going to be questionable. He's our strong safety for the Jaguars. Evan Ingram might not play in this game. He's listed as questionable per ESPN at the time of this video recording, which is September 25th. And Jerry Jones was also listed as questionable. He went down with an injury last Monday against the Bills. So it's going to be tough for the Jaguars. Also missing Foye Oluokun. I forgot. He's hurt with plantar fasciitis. He's going to miss some time. So that's going to be tough. And then Houston, they're banged up as well. Their two running backs, Joe Mixon and Dameon Pierce. They are, I believe they are listed as questionable. So it's going to be definitely going to be a tough matchup there for the Jaguars. But let's go into some of the keys to the game there. We'll start with the offense. Really got to go back to the basics, man. Got to be able to throw and catch. Got to be able to minimize the drops. Christian Kirk has to play better in this game. Had a ton of drops. Brenton Strange had some drops. Everybody's just got to play better on the wide receiving core. We cannot be dropping the football, especially in the NFL. So we have to clean that up. Trevor's got to play better, man. He did not look good in the game against the Bills. He has got to step it up. So he's got to minimize the turnovers. He can't throw picks, can't take sacks, got to get rid of the ball if there's nothing there. Just have to be able to do the basics, right? Our offensive line has to pass protect and have to be able to run the football, have to establish that, wear that defense down, soften it up, and then open up the passing game. But I think we also need to score early, get that momentum going, kind of deflate that Houston Texans crowd at NRG Stadium, get them demoralized, and just keep our foot on the gas. Aggressive play calling. We have to throw past the chains, stop this little screen pass nonsense that's been going on pretty much since last season. So the Jags have got to step it up there. Got to get Evan Ingram involved if he's healthy to play. Work him over over the middle routes and those intermediate routes. He's really good there. He's also good deep as well. He's a deep threat there. So those are some of the keys of the game offensively. Let's go into some of the keys to the game for the Jacksonville defense. Obviously, it's got to get pressure on CJ Stroud. Got to get your hands up in his face, make him throw into coverage, make him, make bad throws, and get some sacks and some takeaways. We also have to do better on the edge, man. Our outside contain was terrible in the last game. So Josh Allen's got to do better. Trayvon Walker's got to do better. Our linebackers are going to have to step it up. Chad Moon is going to be playing likely in place of Foye Oluokun. Our coverage has got to tighten up. Buster Brown's got to have a better game. he's going to have his work cut out for him or Darby with Stephon Diggs or whoever's playing wide receiver, right? Nico Collins, Tank Dell, they're all good. So, I mean, they could wreak havoc on us, in the passing game and the passing attack. So secondary's got to play better. They got to tighten up. We can't give up big plays. So, yeah, generate takeaways, get pressure on the quarterback, and just limit the big plays. Those are some of the keys to the game for the Jags. Let's talk about some key matchups here quickly. For the Jags offense, we have Cam Robinson, our left tackle. Did not have a good game. He's got to step it up in this game, especially against Daniel Hunter, Houston Texans edge rusher. This guy, he's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. And he's going to have his work cut out for him. He's got to play good. The Jags might have to scheme, this matchup here, maybe add, a tight end or a running back to help with protection, because I think Robinson's going to have some trouble there with Daniel Hunter. Anton Harrison, who has not had a very good couple games, to be honest, he's got to play better, and he's going to be matched up against Will Anderson Jr. Again, another good edge rusher. He's going to have to lock him down. Our wide receiver, Christian Kirk or Brian Thomas Jr. versus corner Derek Stingley Jr. That'll be one to look out for. Brian Thomas Jr. and Kirk have to get open, and they got to win this matchup in order for us to score points, because we're going to have to throw the ball. And then our tight end, Evan Ingram or Brenton Strange, whoever is going to be the primary tight end, versus Jalen Petrie, a strong safety for the Texans. Got to get open, got to get separation, work the over the middle and intermediate routes, and just help out Trevor, because we need all the help we can get in the passing game. All right, so that's key matchups for offense. Let's go to key matchups for the Jacksonville defense. Start off with Josh Allen, our edge rusher, versus Laramie Tunzel, left tackle for the Texans. Allen's got to win matchups and get sacks and get pressure on the quarterback. I don't know what else to say. He was non-existent in the game against the Bills, so you have to do better there. Trayvon Walker as well. He's got to get pressure too. Buster Brown, who got smoked in the Bills game, and Ronald Darby versus Stephon Diggs, wide receiver for the Bills. They're going to have a lights out game. Got to make some adjustments and got to be able to play better and lock them down. We're going to have to, press cover, and this will be another game where we see, does our secondary get exposed? Antonio Johnson, rather, excuse me, strong safety for the Jags versus Dalton Schultz, tight end for the Texans. If we can't shut Dalton Schultz down, he can hurt us. Is essentially like another wide receiver for the Texans, who have a lot of weapons there in the wide receiver core. So have to lock him down, have to minimize him in this game. My game prediction for this matchup is 14-28 Texans. I think the Jags are just gonna have too much trouble with this team. I think the Texans are just a better overall team. They have more weapons, and CJ Stroud could be a really great quarterback in the future. I mean, he is right now. I'm saying just more of a generational talent. And I think he's really been showing that the past season and even some of these early games as well. So that is my prediction. You guys, how do you feel? Do you think the Jags could surprisingly win this game? What do you think the score is going to be? Leave me a comment on the YouTube video or podcast episode. If you enjoy my content, hit that like button on this video. Really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. I am a podcast as well, so check me out on all podcast platforms. If you enjoy my work on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button too. Appreciate it. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Duval! What's up, everybody? It's Andrew from the Jaguar Podcast. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as always. And remember, this is a podcast, so you can find this pretty much wherever you find podcasts. Subscribe to it. Go Jags, and I'll see you next time.